I've been asked just to give a very quick presentation on who we are and what we do. What I want to do is I want to start off with a couple of really interesting news articles or things that have happened over the last couple of months. So, have any of you guys ever come across Project Vend? It's a really interesting piece of work that came out of Anthropic. Anthropic, in case you don't know, are a competitor against OpenAI, Google, and they build AI, what's known as AI foundation models. So ChatGPT, for example, is an AI foundation model. What Project Vend tried to do is they were looking at their main product, Claude, and they set it a challenge. Could you run a business? And it was really interesting. They set it up the parameters. They said, you are in charge of everything. I want you to run this business. You are in charge of purchasing decisions, price points, how you engage with all of this stuff. What they found at the end of this experiment, which lasted 2-3 weeks, was you do not allow Claude to run a business. Why? Somebody fooled it to turn around and order little blocks of titanium, you know, those really cool little things you put on, you put collectibles on a shelf, and it advertised it as exotic materials. It ordered things that nobody wanted, it set prices where they made a loss, and it set prices where normally they would give it away for free at stupid prices. Okay? It was an abject failure. Bring on to a little bit more recent. There was a really interesting thing in the news where they were talking about the use of ChatGPT. And ChatGPT lost a game of chess against an Atari 2600. Atari 2600, for those people who don't know, was a gaming console developed in the 1970s, early 80s. Okay, one of the very first commercial gaming systems. It lost a game of chess to ChatGPT, something that was built very, very recently, and is considered to be one of the state-of-the-art AI capabilities. Why have I said that? There seems to be this thing at the moment about making AI something it's not. And the reason why, if I give you another sort of paradigm, if I was to put an orange in a Formula One car, would you expect it to beat Lewis Hamilton in a race? Of course you wouldn't, it's an orange. You eat it. It's not a Formula One driver. So this is one of the problems we see in AI at the moment. Now, there are 3 things that kind of come from this idea. So, and one of them is going to be a little bit, So first of all, AI companies are absolutely everywhere. Okay? Everyone's calling themselves an AI company. Okay? I see KPMG, for example, advertising on YouTube saying you can with AI. Okay? KPMG, one of the big 4 consultants. AI is everywhere. Okay? The second thing is, as we've kind of already said, is AI is not always the answer. Sometimes you just need a better spreadsheet. Okay? We've had customers who have come to us and said, I need some AI. And the answer is, do you really? Or is there something else you need? Tell me your problem first. And the third thing is, AI, in 5 years, as it currently stands, will disappear. What do I mean by that? That's quite a bold statement. I mean, it's everywhere, it's the hype. But in 5 years, I predict AI is going to disappear. Let me explain why. Can any of you think, over the last couple of years, has any company gone out and marketed themselves as an internet company? Probably the last time was the .com era, where they said, oh, we're an internet company. Why? The internet was new. It was fantastic. It was sexy. Everyone loved it. There was loads of hype, loads of things. Now it's everywhere. AI is going the same way. It's going to be entrenched in every part of your business. There's the adage of, oh, I'm going to lose my job to AI. No, you're going to lose your job to people who know AI. And this is why, when we were talking earlier, human in the loop is so very, very important. We cannot turn around and use AI for something that it's not. So this really brings us who tech is. So tech, as described, we are a data-driven diagnostics company. We're based in the south of Lincolnshire, and what we do is we work with companies to try to understand the problem first AI may or may not be part of the solution. Okay, we've worked with people where, I'll give an example, we were speaking to someone not long ago, they turned around and said, oh, I've got a really big problem, I think AI is my solution. Okay, what I do is I go away and I get a whole bunch of contacts from a trade show, and what I need to do is use AI to send out an email to all of those people so that we can maybe do some outreach. My response back to it is, have you ever heard of mail merge? That will do that for you. Okay, we might be able to build some AI around it to gather additional information, but what you've just asked for is mail merge. So we've been around for around about 6 years. We've been doing a lot of work with government. The majority of our business comes from government. Over the last 6 to 8 months, we're doing more outreach to business. There are a couple of different ways that we operate. Sometimes that solution is something very straightforward like training. We offer training on how to use things like ChatGPT. You said earlier that we were wanting to use ChatGPT to help improve businesses. That's what we've done. We use things like ChatGPT to help us with bidding. Okay, we've improved our bidding processes internally, so we practice what we preach. So going into a company, working with that company, getting to the problem first, and then working out how we move forward. That's who Tech are.